Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Cricket from the Stands podcast. हम लोगों ने जैसे लास्ट टाइम बताया कि build up to the World Cup 2023. This is the second episode from the same series, and we have bring up this time you to the Asia Cup 2023, जिसका recently squad announcement हुआ कल ही. अजित आगरकर एंड रोहित शर्मा ने जो एशिया कप 2023 का स्क्वाड अनाउंसमेंट किया इंडिया का, और उसी का उस न्यूज का काफी बेसब्री से क्रिकेट प्रेमियों को इंतजार था काफी दिन से, बिकॉज वी हैड सेड इन द लास्ट पॉडकास्ट एज वेल कि एशिया कप 2023 जो है वो इंडिया के लिए एक पायदान होगा जिसपे चढ़ के वो लोग 2023 वर्ल्ड कप के लिए टीम बिल्डअप करेंगे. सो वेलकम ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ यू again to this show and to this podcast where we will be talking what are the things that missed in Asia 2023 squad from India team. क्या क्या notable omissions थे, क्या क्या surprise entries थी, and how will be India's playing 11 pan out with the team that we have decided. So there had been a mixed band of reactions from multiple people on social media with that this team has come. So we will be showing this team right to your screen in just a minute time. Before that, join me welcoming Kannan Nair to this Cricket from the Stand podcast, who had been our speaker for quite a long time. So welcome each and every one of you again to
Thanks,
the Cricket from Stand
thanks,
podcast.
Pawan. Thanks to all the audience for joining our interesting podcast, and we promise to deliver another interesting episode, just like the interesting squad presented by our BCCI and Ajit Argaria.
So before getting into the squad, how the India's squad looks like after the announcement, would like to tell you that how the format would be for Asia Cup, which is starting from the 30th of August. There will be six teams playing this time, so it's interesting to see young teams like Nepal would also be part of this edition of Asia Cup 2023. So in total, there will be six teams: India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, and of course Pakistan. So in total, six teams would be playing the Asia Cup 2023, and each team will be playing two games first, and then there will be Super Four. And they will be playing twice to each other, and then final will be played against the top two teams. So, in a nutshell, it will be an interesting tournament where it will be Sri Lanka and Pakistan will be hosting the same. Most of the India's matches will be played in Sri Lanka,
All
and
the
some of the
matches.
matches will be played in Multan in Pakistan. So, interesting series coming ahead for all the cricket fans out there. Will not waste much time. Let's go ahead with the Asia's Cup 2023 squad, and we'll take the Kannan's views on the same. So you'll be
Absolutely.
seeing this squad on the banner
So yes,
here.
as our viewers can see the squad on the banner presented just below your screen somewhere here. Yes. There are no surprises in terms of the top five. So as to say, we expected the top five to be the same that we discussed in the last podcast as well. Rohit Sharma along with Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, सूर्य कुमार यादव, यहाँ तक तो सब ठीक था. Now comes the surprises, that is one very big surprise for me, that is Tilak Verma has been included. The man who has not played even a single ODI match till now has shown the trust, has been shown the backing by the selectors, and has given a chance in the middle orders. So as to say, I will come to that later on कि उसको क्यों मिला है, probably वो chance. I have figured out why that chance has been given, but yeah, let's continue with the rest of the squad. Then comes KL Rahul back from injury, Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya being the all-rounder and the vice captain as well. The BCCI has officially declared him as the vice captain. There was little confusion between him and Jasprit Bumrah कौन vice captain होगा, but they have officially disclosed on the BCCI website that Hardik Pandya would be the captain, vice captain. Followed by another all-rounders, that is Ravindra Jadeja, Shardul Thakur, Akshar Patel. The list of all-rounders ends here. Then come the list of long-tail bowlers that India have: Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj. Again a surprise, actually two surprises. One surprise is an inclusion of a person, another is an exclusion of a person. Inclusion of a person is Prasidh Krishna, and exclusion is we are not able to see Kuldeep. I mean Kuldeep ka bhai, that is Kulcha, that is Yuzvendra Chahal is missing from the squad. So this is the squad in a nutshell. I can see proper five bowlers. That is four pacers. That is Prasidh Krishna, Mohammad Siraj, Mohammad Shami, Bumrah. That is four pacers, out and out fast bowlers. Two out and out spinners. The for me, that is Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel. I will count Akshar Patel as a spinner and not as an all rounder. And three out and out all rounders for me. That is Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja, and Shardul Thakur. This is the bigs of a squad. Uh, Good batting depth, I would say. Pawan bhai batting में सब bases cover है. I can say Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill can give an explosive start. Virat Kohli can stabilize the inning as we can see. Shreyas Iyer and Surya Kumar Yadav के बीच में एक toss होगा. Who would be that number 4 for us? I believe this if Shreyas Iyer is fit, the selectors and the team management will go with Shreyas Iyer, या फिर उसको स्टार्टिंग के 2-3 मैच शायद आराम देके तिलक वर्मा को वहां पे डेब्यू कराने का चांसेस हो सकता है. That would be the number 4-5 का gap. 5 में 100% I feel KL Rahul is going to play. Again, I have heard in the news that KL Rahul उसका जो ओरिजिनल इंजरी था उसके अलावा एक कोई छोटा सा निगल भी आ गया उसको, and he might again miss out on few matches. So if he
Yes.
misses out, I feel Ishan Kishan would come in place of him in the middle order, not as an opener probably. Then followed by Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja, Shardul Thakur. That 6-7-8 or 5-6-7 का जो नंबर होगा, that looks very solid for me with Hardik, Shardul and this thing Ravindra Jadeja. If it is a turning wicket, they can go for Akshar Patel instead of Shardul Thakur. That balance is also there. That is what I liked about this squad. And with the bowlers, I feel Kuldeep Yadav has to play now because उसके अलावा कोई स्पिनर ही नहीं है, कोई आउट एंड आउट स्पिनर नहीं है. So he will play probably all the matches from here till the World Cup. That is what I feel.
And his
And then
numbers are really good in the recent time, if you see in the
absolutely,
ODI. So
absolutely,
he had been somebody who's been trusted by the management, and
absolutely.
also great to
If
see even Rohit Sharma to putting the trust back into the youngster and seeing that he
surely
is delivering consistently. So his
correct.
comeback had really
Correct,
given
correct.
India
So
a
I
chance
was
in
just seeing,
below.
the numbers. I was just doing my mathematical conundrum, that which I call it. अगर 2019 का जो वर्ल्ड कप था उसके बाद से अगर फिगर्स देखे 2019 के वर्ल्ड कप से लेके अभी तक, the top three wicket takers for India are Shardul Thakur, surprisingly the highest wicket taker, that is
Yes.
52 wickets. Kuldeep Yadav with 49 wickets, Mohammad Siraj with 43 wickets. I am talking about July
Correct.
1 से लेके 2019 से लेके August 22, that is still date. So Kuldeep Yadav is 100% a very good inclusion over Chahal. I would speculate that because Chahal had a better strike rates. Chahal का strike rate था
Hmm.
31 versus Kuldeep Yadav of 34. That is every 4.7 overs में Chahal तुमको एक विकेट दे रहा था versus almost about 5 overs में तुमको कुलदीप यादव एक विकेट देगा. Economical wise, I would say both are neck and neck. The only advantage Kuldeep Yadav has over Chahal is the batting. थोड़ा बहुत बैटिंग अच्छा कर लेता है चाहल से comparatively. So that is where I feel the advantage would be. Now the biggest conundrum for the selectors and the headache for captain would be who would be the top three pacers. बुमराह, सिराज, शमी और प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, इन चारों के बीच में टॉस होगा. एंड आई फील प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा वुड सिट आउट. बुमराह, शमी एंड सिराज वुड बी द ऑब्वियस चॉइस. This probably looks a very settled and decent side to me, specifically given that मैचेस होंगे श्रीलंका में. स्पिनर्स अपने पास है ऑलरेडी, इफ रिक्वायर्ड अक्षर पटेल को भी खिला सकते हैं. सो आई फील if I have to rate this squad out of 10, I would say it is about 8.5. If anyone in the top 5 would have been able to bowl एक 2-3 ओवर भी डाल सकते हैं, I would have given it a 10 on 10. But yeah, it is still 8.5 to me on papers at least.
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, teams look solid, but again, there hasn't much change if you would see from the recent time. If somebody who's been a great cricket follower, आप लोगों ने देखा होगा कि इस टीम में ज्यादा चेंजेस नहीं है. ये वही टीम है जो कि पिछले कुछ टाइम से खेलती हुई आई है. तो इट्स गुड फ्रॉम द टीम मैनेजमेंट. देयर बैकिंग, but there are a few misses even in this squad. If you see,
Correct.
we have discussed the top five, we have talked about it, but there is something which is missing in this squad. there have been some players who are missed from this squad who could have made it even more balanced squad. So that's why we are gathered here and we are trying to give you a perspective and understand and tell you that how this squad could have been better. So when Kannan said that in top five, we see all the right-handers. In top five, there is no left-hander who can, make the changes in the bowling attack. When a
Absolutely.
lefty comes, for example, they have tried to fill those gaps, but the question is whether they would get a game or not. So here you would see Ishan Kishan and Tilak Verma, as Kannan rightly said, that Tilak hasn't played a single international game in ODIs for India, hasn't represented so far. But given his list record, he has close to 56 and above average in the domestic circuit. But given the international exposure, it's completely a different ball game altogether. So with India, given the time that till 5th of October they have to submit the final squad, they have 17 people in this squad on paper. You are seeing right below the screen. But out of those 17, they have to pick and choose those 15 players who will be going with India into the World Cup. So it will be interesting to see in the first two games who gets a chance. Basis on that, would India take a call on those 15 guys or not? So you will be seeing a lot of experiment, but don't dishearten whether your players that you are thinking should be playing are not playing. It's just the first two games might be experiment for them, because then there would be another series against Australia, and then they can experiment the same team going into the Asia Cup also, and then going playing against the Australia also. So they will be having 8 to 10 matches, or 5 to 6 matches, not the 10 matches, before they go into the World Cup. So it would be a good platform for players like who had been chosen, like Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma. If they want to give another chance to Surya Kumar Yadav again here, maybe he would be a player would be playing, or Shreyash Iyer, Prasidh Krishna, Jasprit Bumrah, who are getting into the ODI squad after quite some time. So it will be interesting to see till 5th of October how India management rotate their players. On the basis of that, they'll be able to take a call for the World Cup squad. Now
Absolutely.
moving to the notable omission, would move to Kannan again. Like according to him, what are the notable omissions from this squad? We have discussed, but let's discuss in detail.
So the biggest notable emission for me was, of course, the leg spinner, the Chalak Chatur Chahal, as we call him. Yuzvendra Chahal has been missed, and I don't know what the management is doing with him. They take him all along with all the bilateral series, जो भी चुन्ना मुन्ना जो भी सीरीज है सब खिला देते हैं उसको, only for him to miss out on all the World Cups. 2021 का वर्ल्ड कप मिस करा दिया उससे, 20 अभी जो 22 वाला वर्ल्ड कप था वो भी उससे मिस करा दिया. He is not even getting a scope in this current Asia Cup squad, which in a sense says that कि उसके direction में नहीं देख रहे हैं in the ODI World Cup as well. And if as I called out earlier as well, right? If we see the bowling numbers, the top five bowlers for India have been Shardul Thakur, Kuldeep Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Yuzvendra Chahal, and Mohammad Shami in this order. And if we want to pick two spinners, right? I felt somewhere down the line Akshar Patel and कुलदीप युजवेंद्र चहल के बीच में टॉस अप होना चाहिए था, बिकॉज
Hmm.
अक्षर पटेल एंड रविंद्र जडेजा विल एट द एंड ऑफ द डे ब्रिंग सेम काइंड ऑफ इक्विटी, दे आर नॉट ब्रिंगिंग एनीथिंग डिफरेंस. तो उसके बदले शायद से चाहल को एक एक्सपेरिमेंटल के तौर पे लेके आ जाना चाहिए था, जस्ट इन केस कुलदीप यादव किसी दिन बहुत ज्यादा पिट जाए या कुलदीप यादव इंजर्ड हो जाए. यू डू नॉट हैव अ बैकअप रिप्लेसमेंट स्पिनर देयर.
Yep.
कुलदीप
Hmm.
यादव अगर इंजर्ड हो जाएगा तो यू डू नॉट डायरेक्टली हैव टू स्वैप इन अक्षर पटेल, एंड दैट देन कंप्लीटली चेंजेस द बॉल गेम, क्योंकि अगर 20 ओवर एक ही टाइप के बॉलर डालने वाले हैं, इट डजंट मेक सेंस एट ऑल. सो आई फेल्ट अक्षर पटेल की जगह पे प्रोबेबली युजवेंद्र चाहल होना चाहिए था. दैट इज व्हाट माय फर्स्ट ओमिशन इज. द सेकंड ओमिशन फॉर मी इज ऑफ कोर्स, like I personally would have felt Shikhar Dhawan should have been in this 11 instead of someone like Ishan Kishan. I understand that they are looking at the longer scheme of things. When if you see, right, Shikhar Dhawan has been the man of ICC tournaments for India. मतलब उस बंदे ने जितना ICC tournaments में इंडिया के लिए contribute करा, it has been immense. And even if we see from 2019 July 1 से लेके अभी तक का till date, Shikhar Dhawan is the top 6 run scorer still for India with an average of 41, and that is a good average for a batter. But the only problem with him was his strike rate was going down. वो काफी ज्यादा time ले रहे थे to come up to get off the block, score those runs, and that is where the problem was as compared to Ishan Kishan, who already has an average of 46.27 with a strike rate of 107, which is a better strike rate. तो शायद आई अंडरस्टैंड द सिलेक्टर्स का भी डायलेमा, शायद एक नए प्लेयर को थोड़ा अंडर प्रेशर डाल के दो तीन बड़े टूर्नामेंट्स दे आर प्रिपेयरिंग हिम फॉर अ better tournament probably this year or next year, but ठीक है, they might have communicated the same to Shikhar Dhawan ki probably you're not in our scheme of things and hence we are looking in this direction. So that
And
is
it's also good to have sometimes those X factor also. I
absolutely
would not say X factor, but variety if you have even in your batting attack, where you do not know a players like Ishan Kishan who comes quickly and changes
correct.
the game altogether. Shubman Gill who is new, while somebody like it's not like we are trying to say that somebody is great and somebody is not, but bringing that X factor and that variety at times might pave a way for the team in bigger tournaments. We have seen Australia doing it
Correct.
many times, bringing rookie players all together to the World Cup. We had seen them
Right.
bringing Cameron Green to the T20 World Cup. They somehow made a space for him. Again, this time also, Aaron Hardy, somebody they brought in into the squad. So we
Correct.
have seen people doing it and getting the good results out of it. So probably this could be a learning for team management or maybe a gut feeling that they believe that these youngsters have could definitely take the Indian cricket forward, and I guess they are ready enough for the World Cup or Asia Cup.
Absolutely. And the other notable emission for me was Arshdeep Singh. I felt उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा potential था upon by, to be very honest. We saw that guy deliver in the Australian T20 World Cup as well. उसका एक swing है, एक left arm angle है. If you see the current bowling, right? प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा,
Hmm.
मोहम्मद सिराज, जसप्रीत बुमराह एंड मोहम्मद शमी, चारों भी राइट आर्म पेसर्स है एंड एक ही
Okay.
टाइप के है, हिट द डेक बॉलर है, कोई भी स्विंग कराने वाला आउट एंड आउट स्विंग बॉलर नहीं है. एंड अर्शदीप लेफ्ट आर्म एंगल लेके आता था सबसे पहली बार. एक 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 बहुत बड़ा प्रैक्टिस बॉलर भी बन सकता था, इफ नॉट एनीथिंग नेट बॉलर बन के आ सकता था, क्योंकि शाहीन अफरीदी होगा वर्ल्ड कप में. वी हैव सीन व्हाट शाहीन अफरीदी हैज डन टू अस इन द प्रीवियस वर्ल्ड कप्स एंड वी नो दैट people are going to target Virat Kohli, people are going to target Rohit Sharma with those in swinging from the left arm angle. And uske liye I felt Arshdeep should have been there. Initial 4 hours he could have been used as a new ball bowler. Then in the later stage as a probably as a Yorker specialist, death में अच्छे Yorkers डालता है, the reverse swinging Yorkers, and he also bats very well as compared to a Mohammad Siraj or a Prasidh Krishna. He has a very good batting. We saw in the ODI series as
Yeah.
well and in the T20 series as well. Uski
Yes.
batting is
West Indies.
far better than these people. So I felt instead of Prasidh Krishna, I am very shocked to see him in the 11. Although his records are very good in ODI cricket since July 1 से लेके अभी तक, he has done tremendously well. If I may call it his numbers as well, right? He has already picked up 25 wickets in just 14 innings. That at an average of 23.92. और उसका strike rate is also 26.96. That is almost a wicket every 7 overs, 6 to 7 overs के बीच में विकेट दे ही रहा है तुमको वो. So that is also very good for him as a bowler. But I felt कुछ variety लाने की जरूरत थी. If you are looking for a backup pacer, there has to be a variety. वरना ये चारों बॉलर एक ही टाइप के हैं, सबको आएंगे, मार पड़ने वाले दिन तो चारों को मार पड़नी है, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक को मारनी पड़ेगी. तो दैट ऑप्शन शुड हैव बीन देयर. The last and my biggest favorite of all, like my absolute favorite, is a wicket taker who is an X factor, who always brings in wicket, is Ravi Bishnoi. बिश्नोई इज अ बॉलर जो एनी डे एनी मोमेंट कभी भी आके गेम चेंज करने का काबिलियत है उस बंदे में. वी हैव सीन दैट हिज रॉन्ग वन, और आई वुड से ही इज नॉट अ लेग स्पिनर, ही इज रादर अ रॉन्ग वन बॉलर जो सिर्फ रॉन्ग वंस डालता है. 95% ऑफ हिज डिलीवरीज वुड बी रॉन्ग वंस, बट दैट as difficult as Malinga's Yorkers, you know what is coming, but it is still difficult for the batters to pick it up. आई अंडरस्टैंड उसका लेग शायद लेग स्टम्प के साइड में शायद वाइड ज्यादा जा रहा होंगे, इस मैच्योरिटी नहीं होने के कारण द सिलेक्टर्स माइट हैव ओमिटेड हिम, बट आई फील ही शुड बी देयर इन द स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स, at least for a backup of either Kuldeep Yadav या Yuzvendra Chahal. A backup leg spinner has to be there. I don't know if the World Cup is happening in India and the World Cup is happening in I mean the Asia Cup is happening in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, where the pitches are seem to be spin friendly or flat wickets. तुम इतने सारे बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर्स, फास्ट बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर्स क्यों कैरी कर रहे हो? देयर इज ऑलरेडी एन हार्दिक पांड्या, देयर इज शार्दुल ठाकुर, व्हाई डू यू नीड टू? एक लेके चलो। जब तुम लोग स्पिनर्स एक्स्ट्रा नहीं कैरी कर रहे हैं तो पेसर्स पे क्यों इतना एक्स्ट्रा कैरी कर रहे हैं? दैट इज समथिंग दैट आई वाज नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. Bishnoi for me has to be there in that 11. I don't see in this current line of scheme of things, no one is a wicket taking bowler except for like someone like a Bumrah probably. बट बुमराह भी वही है कि स्टार्टिंग का बर्स्ट होगा, एक लास्ट का एक बर्स्ट होगा, बीच में जो एक फेजिंग पीरियड होता है जहां पे द बैटर्स ट्राई टू डोमिनेट, जहां पे गेम बनता है यूजुअली. आई फील दैट इंडिया में वो एक एक्स फैक्टर मिसिंग होगा इन एब्सेंस ऑफ a leg spinner, a wrist spinner. That is the magic in T20 and white ball cricket.
Yeah, Kannan, but to certain extent, I haven't seen, and you, if you would notice, from the last 1 year or so, in 2023, I have not seen Ravi Krishnoi playing any ODI game. We haven't
Absolutely.
seen Arshdeep playing any ODI game. We have
That
not
is
seen Shikhar
that is
Dhawan
where
playing
I
ODI game.
felt
So
they should
this
have
is
prepared
long
the
back discussed. This is
correct.
been discussed long back itself that they don't want to put these people in their 20 that they initially called out that would be a team that they would be building a team around. So I guess this is the decision already been taken. Is there could be one of the reason that you see them clear cut omission from this squad because since 2020 none of them have played any ODI cricket for India.
Absolutely.
Not even a single match in 2023. So probably somewhere back of their mind they had already understood, they already known who would be their players whom they would be banking for this upcoming World Cup. But as you mentioned, there could have been more variety. Things could have been much better for India, especially in the case of Arshdeep Singh, where bringing in the left-hand angle is always good to see. After Ashish Nehra, Zahir Khan, I think India is missing that kind of bowling in itself
Correct.
in Indian conditions. And one more omission, I would say, I was little shocked, but not exactly shocked as per, but we have not seen Ashwin playing any ODI cricket in a recent time. But if you see any team which has more left-hand batting options, for example, England, Sri Lanka. In such cases, you might need that few overs from spinners. For example, 6, 7 overs from a good spinner might give you that advantage. Here in this batting and in this entire squad, we do not see anybody who can come and give you quick off spin
Correct.
options, which is rare because on top of the order nobody bowls. However, Rohit Sharma had said that there might be a chance Virat Kohli and he comes in, but we haven't seen in recent time, which I don't
Absolutely.
believe would happen. So
Absolutely.
uh, uh, I guess these omissions are something that would go hard on some of these players definitely. But Rohit Sharma has already said the time is not done for Yajwendra Chahal and Ashwin yet. The doors are not yet closed. But if you would not give them chance, then I don't know how the doors will open
Absolutely.
for them.
I still don't see them playing. And also one more omission, not exactly an omission, but I felt someone who deserved to be in the team sheet rather than the in the reserves was probably Sanju Samson as well. He has a far better, I would say hands down the better record between him and Surya
Hmm.
Kumar Yadav.
In terms of
Uh,
batting, yes, absolutely. So one
absolutely,
has the
absolutely.
average of 55, another has the average of 24, 25.
Absolutely, absolutely, and उसका strike rates, in fact संजू सैमसन का strike rate is better than Surya Kumar Yadav. Sanju strikes at 104 while Surya has been striking at 101. संजू के 50s भी ज़्यादा है in the recent past compared to Surya Kumar Yadav, but I felt somewhere that India have already pinned down on Surya Kumar Yadav. मतलब no matter what I feel, if KL Rahul or Shreyas Iyer is fit, irrespective fit हो या ना हो, आई फील कि सूर्य कुमार यादव को लोग ने स्पॉट दे दिया है. नंबर 5-6 नहीं दिया उन लोग ने, उनको उसको ओवर्स दिया है कि ओवर
15
35 टू
overs.
40 के बीच में विकेट जाता है,
Yes,
यू आर गोइंग इन, irrespective of it is 1 down, 2 down, 3 down or 8 down, you are going in. That is what probably they have given him that role already, and he's probably batting according to it. Probably we'll see it in the Asia Cup as well कि वो कर रहा है कि नहीं वैसा.
absolutely. And I guess in one of the interviews, he already said that probably ODI format is a bit difficult for him. He's yet to learn that
Crack it.
format. But if
Correct.
the role is given to him for 15 overs in the end, probably he can go and do what he does in the T20 cricket.
T20. Correct.
Probably is the thing that India would be looking because in the death overs, you have to uh, take the scorecard almost to the doubles that you have built in the first
Correct.
30 overs. So moving to our next topic, would be the who are the surprise entry for Asia Cup 2023 uh, for India. So there are certain names. We'll discuss them one by one. Kannan, over to you.
So the first one is pretty interesting. I would not say a complete surprise, but it is a good positive move in the sense that is Tilak Verma. Why Tilak Verma in the first place? Why I'm saying it is a positive move is because फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एक लेफ्टी आ जाता है बीच में एंड एज सुन एज अ लेफ्टी कम्स इन द टॉप फोर राइट करंटली वी डू नॉट हैव एनी लेफ्टीज इन द टॉप फाइव डायरेक्टली द फर्स्ट लेफ्टी इन द लाइनअप वुड बी रविंद्र जडेजा इफ वी कॉल इट सो एंड उसके
Yes.
बाद डायरेक्टली कुलदीप यादव प्लेस if they are going with Akshar Patel which I don't think they are going to so there are only two left handers in the entire 11 okay the probable 11 that we are talking about so if they want to bring in or rather break the rhythm of the opponents एक लेफ्टी राइटी का कॉम्बिनेशन होना बहुत जरूरी दैट डज टू थिंग्स फील्ड में चेंजेस आ जाते हैं द बैट द कैप्टन एंड द बॉलर बोथ हैव टू कीप देयर थिंकिंग कैप्स ऑन 24/7 क्योंकि एक के लिए पॉइंट अंदर लाना है दूसरे के लिए कवर्स पीछे भेजना है सो एवरी टाइम दे हैव टू थिंक ऑन दोज टर्म्स सेकेंड थिंग लाइन और लेंथ पूरा चेंज हो जाता है दैट इंक्रीजेस द चांसेस ऑफ द बॉलर bowling a wide because what is an absolute pitch of a delivery that is the fifth stem delivery to a right hander is a wide to a left hander तो वो चेंजेस हो जाते हैं इन द माइंडसेट दैट एवरीथिंग चेंजेस सेकंड थिंग व्हाट इट डज इज जो अपने रनिंग बिटवीन द विकेट्स है राइट दैट आल्सो समवेयर डाउन द लाइन इंप्रूव्स अ बिट बिकॉज उसने कहीं और गैप सोचा होगा फॉर द राइट हैंडर बट लेफ्ट हैंडर के लिए वो गैप नहीं वहां पे चौका मारने का या डबल लेने का चांस होगा दैट दैट कम्स इनटू द पिक्चर then Tilak Verma also gives you the overs, not 10 overs, but at least 4 to 5 overs. That is what I would say the whole and soul angle जिसकी वजह से तिलक वर्मा है. I don't feel there is any other point to it. Otherwise, इसको वरना पहले ही खिला देते ये लोग. Just because they saw him bowling T20 series में against West Indies, they already knew he can bowl, but they never gave him the opportunity. That is a different story. तो उसको फोर्थ और फिफ्थ T20 इंटरनेशनल बॉलिंग दिया उसने एक विकेट भी निकाला है नाउ दे नो ही इज अ डिपेंडेबल बॉलर नॉट 10 ओवर्स बट एटलीस्ट 4-5 ओवर तो डाल ही सकता है एंड गिवन
Just to
द
give our viewer, our listener, a quick view that if Tilak Verma comes in, so there is only one position and three players are fighting for it. So Shreyesh Iyer, Surya Kumar Yadav, or Tilak Verma, only one of them would play,
एब्सोल्युटली
who could fit in the playing 11. So just to let you know that how would Tilak Verma make a space? Either Shreyesh Iyer has to go out, which is highly improbable. Somebody who has proved himself.
probably we can do that trial and error in the combination segment that we have said कि
Correct.
क्या हो
So
सकता है the better combination.
just on a high level. Yeah, moving to our next surprising entry,
Next
Kannan.
surprising entry, I would say he's not a surprise entry. He's someone who is rather very lucky. He's probably the golden man of Mumbai Indians and Indian cricket as well. Ishan Kishan, like absolutely a beast of a player. No doubt on his batting ability, 100% a very good batter. But when you already have a KL Rahul and a backup keeper in the form of Sanju Samson, I don't see a third wicket keeper playing there in any sense. Probably they want to repeat the mistake of 2019 playing three wicket keepers at the same time. But I am very sure they will not do it this time around. Again, उसको भी शायद वो लेफ्ट आर्म एंगल लाने के लिए ही
The,
लेके आए हैं टीम
the
में
only reason to have bringing the left-handedness at the top of the order. So if in
करेक्ट
case KL
शायद
Rahul is not fit, he is somebody who can
but I
pitch in
don't
and
think
play top of
uh,
the.
uh, yeah but I don't think if that happens right they again have to change the entire batting lineup like
Yes,
gone by फिर अगर रोहित
yes.
शर्मा को या फिर they have to open with Rohit and Kishan Gill comes one down Kohli moves four then the पूरा batting order I don't think they will
And
do
while Rohit
that
Sharma already said in the press conference that Virat Kohli is not changing his position, he is going to come at number three. So
absolutely
it means just a substitute for
so
KL Rahul just in case he
I
doesn't
I absolutely don't feel कि
is not
उसको
ready.
ईशान किशन को वो लोग कहीं पे मिडल ऑर्डर पे खिलाने वाले बिकॉज अगर वो उनका प्लान
They
होता तो
experimented, but he never
ओडीआई सीरीज में
had a
अभी
great
में
start.
ट्राई कर सकते थे दे डिडंट डू दैट सो आई फील कि दे आर
Hmm.
ओनली looking at Ishan Kishan as a backup. Even Ajit Argarkar said that why Dhawan is not there in the scheme of things is because Rohit Gill and Kishan are their preferred openers, and this is the direction that they are looking for. So Ishan
Absolutely.
Kishan, not an exact surprise, but yeah, I would say a misly managed piece of क्यू put somewhere, क्यू कहीं पे तो एक लगा दिया, ऐसा कुछ कर लग रहा है वो. The other name is for me is Prasidh Krishna. As we talked about, he has good numbers, no doubt about it. He picks a wicket almost every 6 overs, almost every 5 overs. That is very good. But I don't see him playing in the 11. He might only be a backup to probably Mohammad Shami, because out of the three, if we say right, Jasprit Bumrah, सिराज, मोहम्मद शमी और प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, आई डोंट थिंक वो लोग बुमराह को ड्रॉप करेंगे, ना ही वो लोग सिराज को ड्रॉप करेंगे. शमी
Yep.
वन ऑड गेम शायद उसको रेस्ट देना होगा या प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा को ट्राई करना होगा, तो ओनली देन प्रोबेबली ही माइट कम इनटू द स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स. बट आई स्टिल फील कि he is a bit odd block there. Instead of him, as we discussed, probably a left arm seamer could have, or a swing bowler could have been like inculcated there. That is my view upon my
Yeah, very well said. I guess Prasidh Krishna has proved himself in the past. Could be the only thing that management might be keeping in their mind. It's good to have somebody who can give you wickets in the middle overs, just in case somebody gets injured or having a like-to-like replacement. Prasidh Krishna has passed. He's a tall, lanky bowler, and
Correct.
he gives you those wickets. Even in recent T20 series against uh, Ireland, if you would see, he is somebody who has get 4 wickets already in the last 2 matches. So
Correct.
he is right up there. If he gets his chance, probably he could give India those middle over wickets. Uh, Something that India might be hoping for. So good to see him back in the ODI colors is something we would see. But as you rightly mentioned, there could have been another player who could have got chance because somebody was injured and somebody have given a longer run on his place, could have made a space. So
Absolutely.
yeah, moving on to our next topic where we would be discussing about the combinations and what would be India's probable playing 11. And that is something everyone would be hoping what India's probable playing 11 would be in the Asia Cup, or if the same team goes in the World Cup, then probably the same.
Absolutely.
But that's
this
a
this
far long story.
this is the most interesting part of today's conversation. What would be the combination? So for me, as far as I am concerned, I would go with Rohit Sharma, then backed by Shubman Gill, then Virat Kohli. The toss up again, the conundrum, everything starts with the number 4 batter. Ki kaun hoga? And I am assuming in all my senses that everyone is fit and fine, and hence I am selecting these players. So for me, the number 4 would be a Shreyas Iyer. Number 5 for me would be KL Rahul. Number 6 would be Hardik Pandya, then followed by Ravindra Jadeja. Then I would somehow bring in Kuldeep Yadav, and then my three fast bowlers. My three fast bowlers would be Bumrah, Shami, and Siraj. That's it. My 11 is pretty simple. I do not want to mix any players anywhere. Just in case, if you want to experiment with that number 4 वाला प्लेयर, इफ श्रेयस अय्यर और केएल राहुल गेट्स इंजर्ड, दोनों में से एक भी अगर इंजर्ड हो जाता है, आई फील डायरेक्टली स्वैप इन सूर्य कुमार यादव इन देयर, बिकॉज लेफ्टी के चक्कर में डोंट मिक्स अप द एंटायर लाइनअप, आई वुड से. ठीक है, अब लेफ्टी नहीं है तो नहीं है, मेक इट अ थिंग ऑफ द पास्ट. जस्ट इन केस श्रेयस अय्यर और केएल राहुल दोनों में से कोई एक इंजर्ड हो जाता है, देन ब्रिंग इन सूर्य कुमार यादव. अगर दोनों इंजर्ड हो जाता है तो आई फील दैट इट इज एब्सोल्युटली नो ब्रेनर. सूर्य कुमार यादव एंड ईशान किशन बोथ शुड बी इन दैट 11, अनलेस अनलेस लाइक कुछ और ही हो जाता है या सभी दोनों भी इंजर्ड हो जाते हैं, देन ओनली देन. इफ नॉट, दिस इज माय स्टेबल लाइनअप विद श्रेयस एंड केएल एट number 4 and number 5, followed by Hardik and the two all-rounders, followed by my one spinner, that is an absolute spinner, and three absolute out and out fast bowlers.
Even I'm not making many changes in that playing 11. It will more or less remain the same. First three choose themselves automatically, no brainer. Number four, again, Shreyash Iyer. He had been brilliant on that position. If he is not there, then you make a space for him. And then KL Rahul, if he's not fit, you make a space for him. Whether it's going to be at top of the order in terms of Ishan Kishan, that will be an interesting to see because Sanju Samsung is not making a space there.
Correct.
So that is one, but it will be interesting to see because Ishan Kishan cannot play, will not play at number four. We have seen him in the past. He hasn't done well. So India would see and how that will change. It will be interesting to see in first two games itself because he's not available. He's having niggle. So we'll see that what would be India's combination in that case. Then if Shreyas Iyer is not there, then Surya Kumar Yadav any given day. But in that case, KL Rahul has to come up. If India is batting first, then Surya Kumar Yadav comes down. Maybe at number five or six. It is depending on the situation. He might come at number six. Hardik Pandya might get more betting time there. Number seven again, Ravindra Jadeja without a doubt. If he gets injured, then Akshar Patel comes in. Kuldeep continues to play because having two spinners is good and having four pacers is again good. So last three automatically chooses themselves, but I would still see India want to deepen their batting lineup. Shardul Thakur comes in certain games and they play with the two pacers, maybe Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj. Uh,
Correct.
in certain situations, if they see there a weak opposition where, or maybe in against certain teams where they want to have a good batting till number eight and nine.
Correct.
Otherwise, the batting ends at number seven itself. Then Kuldeep Yadav bit of batting, but Shardul Thakur is somebody who gives them cushion of those 6 to 7 overs along with Hardik Pandya, and then rest four of the bowlers gives you 40 overs any given day.
Absolutely.
So not much changes for me. But for me, it will be interesting to see whether India would like to go ahead with like Shami up front. Would it be Bumrah and Siraj? That's my hunch. And Shami number three, or maybe Shardul Thakur, depending who would be playing, or if they are playing with three pacers, would it be Shami or Prasidh Krishna? So that would be an interesting
Correct.
thing to see.
Correct. Correct. For me, as you rightly called out, कोई ज़्यादा changes करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But as an experimental viewer and an experimental viewer, because our BCCI has made us experimental with all the changes in the last 1 year. One last experiment that they can do probably is, as it has been called out in the media, that Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul has another niggle from his original injury. उसके अलावा कुछ एक अलग niggle आ गई है.
Mhm.
So in place of him, just if you want to try out, probably ईशान किशन को मिडल ऑर्डर में नहीं लाते हुए संजू सैमसन को यहाँ पे खिला दो. Or else if you want to bring in that left hand flavor, just in case you want to bring in that, फिर ईशान किशन को वापस एक मौका दे दो वहाँ पे मिडल ऑर्डर में. एंड लेफ्ट आर्म लेफ्टी का तुमको जो एकदम ही ख्वाहिश हो रहा है कि that amalgamation, that to bring in lefty there. So try with ईशान किशन in the middle order instead of him in the top order. I would say
Hmm.
वो स्पिनर्स को बहुत अच्छा खेलता है. So he might be able to dominate that position much like an MS Dhoni he used to do in his earlier days when he used to tong the spinners. Later on he used to take singles of the spinners, but earlier days में काफी अच्छा खेलते रहे spinners को. So probably
But in the recent time, we have seen that KL Rahul's role at number five is mostly finishing the game.
absolutely.
So
Just in case I said,
In Ishan
just
Kishan, India don't get that finishing role.
correct. So that is where the roles completely swap up. Ishan Kishan becomes the proper middle order batter. Surya Kumar and Hardik becomes your finisher. मतलब उसके अलावा you do not have any other finisher followed by Ravindra Jadeja. This is as simple as that. So in that case, the lineup would be Gill, Rohit, Virat, then followed by Shreyas Iyer,
Ishan.
then Ishan Kishan. Not Kishan over Iyer. Iyer पहले आएगा, then Kishan, then followed by Hardik, Jadeja, and the rest of the order. Just in case KL Rahul is injured, if KL Rahul is fit and fine, of course he makes into the 11 directly.
Yeah, very well said, Kannan. I guess with that, we are approaching towards the end of our today's segment of Asia Cup 2023 squad analysis. I guess you guys had a really fun evening today where we discussed a lot of things about this Asia Cup, and this would give you guys a great understanding कि किस प्लेयर को क्यों ड्रॉप किया गया था और कौन से प्लेयर को क्यों ये लोग टीम मैनेजमेंट ने खिलाया. तो with that, I guess we'll put a full stop to this great podcast that we had today. And we'll see you once the Asia Cup starts, and we'll be having more podcasts around it.
Correct.
Any last
Uh,
words, Kannan?
yeah, I would also request all our viewers to put your lineup in the comment section below so that we also know that what are you thinking about it. Whenever you are seeing this podcast, just put on your 11, whatever probable 11 that you feel, in the comment section right below. एंड इसके अलावा इफ यू फील कि किसी बैटर को लेना चाहिए था स्क्वाड में नहीं लिया गया विच वी माइट हैव मिस्ड, please put on your views. That will help us understand what are our viewers want to know more about on this podcast, and probably we'll cover it up in the next podcast as well, right, one Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep sharing with your friends, family, and colleagues. Let's see how many comments we get, and we'll try to respond as many as of
As
them.
many as
And we will
possible.
also be sharing our playing 11 in the comments below. So
Correct.
just stay tuned to us. We'll be coming up with more podcasts ahead of the Asia Cup, during the Asia Cup, and once the Asia Cup ends. So just stay tuned with us. We'll be right up there. Thanks everyone. Good
Sayonara.
night.